my dude.
We won.
We did it.
How did that happen?
Everyone was talking like we won the game with like 10 minutes left. And we're like, bro, we're watching the Canucks, man. Calm down.
Yeah. We got to be careful with that. I mean, they tried their best to park the short bus tonight.
Yeah. That could have gone badly very quickly.
I mean, they were trying to push the offense in the third there. I mean, they got 12 shots on net, but Dostal, he's a young stud to get in there cold after playing last night in Edmonton. Really good job to come in and take over for Gibson and almost get the Ducks back in this one.
70% on the faceoff the Canucks were, and probably the biggest one of the night was that last one by Petey with just under 6 seconds left to go, eh?
One of his career high 20 wins in the game. Holy, what a game he had in the faceoff dot. Very, very good stuff from him. He has said it's a part of his game that he does need to work on. And some important faceoff wins from him tonight, especially those ones late.
Yeah. Teddy Bluger, 84.6% on the faceoff dot. Petey, 80% on the faceoff dot. Suter, 57%. And Hedl was 57%. They did not have a winger take a faceoff. It was literally only the centers, and every single one of them was 50% plus.
Yeah, no one got tossed tonight. The linesmen were interested in just dropping the freaking puck for a change.
Which is very strange to see. They like to be the center of attention, so it's a little strange.
Yeah.
What's the rule with because Trouba came in, he was like, I guess it wasn't a fight yet, so maybe that's how he got away with it, because they weren't technically fighting yet, but Trouba was definitely the third man into that altercation between Forward and his man, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was just, it's so late in the game. Like, it's just messy. Just kind of try and get the guys out of there that they need to get out of there and move on. You could feel the tensions kind of boiling all game. When Gibson kind of got run over, that pushed it a bit more. You saw Trouba try to go at O'Connor. And then Garland and Zegras were kind of at each other all night. It's going to be fun to play these guys again once more before the season ends.
Yeah, exactly a month to today. They're playing on April 5th, so mark it on your calendars because it could be interesting with the way this game ended.
Definitely.
Trevor Zegras fighting the toughest, biggest player in the league. Do you think that's probably Zegras' first fight of his career too, right?
Oh, probably. I think the only thing he's ever fought are the sheets in bed or something.
Yeah. I had to put so much money in the swear jar, but just because of Trouba and Zegras, so I can't help but call them by their real name, which is Little Bitch.
And Big Bitch?
Yeah, maybe it's Big Bitch and Little Bitch.
There you go.
Canucks with 36 shots as well, so another crazy stat. That's probably the most they've had all year. I don't know if there is a higher total, but I thought maybe, second period they went down to 7. It's like, maybe, they're going back to the old ways. No, 12 shots in the third period, so they kept on pouring things on and kept the Anaheim Ducks to only 16 shots. Where does that come from with this Canucks roster?
I don't know, man. Like, that's the thing is it's all season, right? One game they can barely get 15 shots on net, and another game they can manage to get 36 directed on net, and we're left scratching our heads wondering why the system changes so drastically from night to night, and why they can not seem to string together 2 games in a row of this many shots on net. But tonight, what I liked a little better was the quality of the shots they were getting on net. It wasn't just perimeter stuff and just kind of flipping it on net and getting like a shot counted. They felt like legitimate scoring chances for probably, I would say, 11 or 12 of those 36 shots were legitimate scoring chances tonight.
Interesting. So it's pretty much exactly what Rick Tocchet wants, right? Because he's always talking about not taking low quality shots. So if they can keep up this pace, then that would be a huge asset to the team to not only get a lot of shots, but a lot of high quality shots. And even some of the high quality shots were coming from weird angles too, which were causing rebounds and stuff like that. So Maybe we just put this tape on replay for the Canucks in the next couple of days. So hopefully they can do this against Dallas.
Well, we'll see what happens coming into Friday, right? We do have the trade deadline, and it's like, oh, it looks like some of these lines might have some chemistry, and who knows who's going to be going out now all of a sudden. It'll force Talkit again to put the lines in a blender, but I did like the look at that second line. Holy, did it have some speed, and if those guys can start getting used to where each other is going to be on the ice, they will be finding the back of the net in a hurry. Lecker can get that shot off so fast. He almost beat Dostel over the shoulder there with that little drop pass, like kind of a broken play, but he just shoots so quickly and so fast that those three driving the offensive zone together, and Lecker kind of being the trigger man could be a really productive line going forward here towards the end of the season.
Swerve and Irvin says, Dustin, grade Pettersson's night tonight. And to that, I respond, which one? But I think he's probably talking about EP40. I know that for sure.
Yeah, everyone wants to talk about EP40. You know what? I think as the night progressed, he started to slow down and kind of become less relevant in the game. The first period, I felt he was really moving his feet, throwing his body around, getting shots on net. I think he finished with 3 shots on net tonight. The 20 faceoff wins is really, really important to the team. But if I had to give him a grade, I'd say about a C+. I think that line could have been a lot better, the top line. But I think there was some good things from him offensively. Still looks like he's fighting the puck a little bit, trying to decide whether to shoot or whether to pass. He has said he likes to pass first, and that's what he looks for. But obviously, when he was a rookie, younger guy, he liked to shoot first because that's just kind of what rookies do. And maybe we just need him to get a little bit more immature when it comes to being a puck hog and shooting that puck the way we know he can.
How did you feel about Dakota Joshua, his line mate? Because I felt like Dakota had a bit of a rough night tonight. It felt like he wasn't able to hang on to the puck or get the puck away from other players.
Well, we're getting closer and closer to the lineup I want to see.
Yeah.
I actually really just think that if you flip Pettersson and Suter, those two centers, and you put Suter in between Garland and Joshua, and you have Besser and DeBrusk with Pettersson, I think we're on the right track. Obviously, that being said, we're pretty unsure the status of Besser going forward. I would not be surprised if he's in a different colored uniform on Friday night. Let's hope it's not in the Wild uniform and just switching dressing rooms that day. But we'll have to see. But I would like to see Pettersson with some more offensively skilled guys. That if you want a guy to start generating offense, you don't put him with a couple of grinders. So there was progress. I think Petey struggled to find the offensive rhythm, I guess, with Joshua and Garland, if you want to call it that. Yeah. I think Joshua looked out of his element trying to do too much offensively and got away from the good stuff we were seeing Joshua get back to, which made him successful last year, was more of that third line guy who gets in hard on the forecheck, gets to the front of the net and makes himself a big presence in front of the net, lets Garland get him the loose puck, and he's there to just kind of bang home some garbage. I felt tonight he was trying to kind of be the puck carrier, looking to make plays instead of just being in front of the net and waiting for the play to come to him, which is what makes him effective.
3 stars of the night. Dustin, what are your predictions for who ended up with 3 stars of the night?
Oh, see, so this is a tough one tonight because it's really spread out. And if Gibson didn't leave the game, like with the Canucks getting 36 shots on net, I would have included one of the Anaheim goalies. But I mean, Dostel Did he technically stop all the shots he faced?
He let in one goal.
Let in one goal against Susie. So yeah. Let's see here. I mean, Phil Peronik's probably on there for 2 assists tonight.
Number one star.
He had an
Phil
okay
Hronek.
game. And then, I think Mason McTavish had a pretty good game out there tonight. I would hope he would have been thrown some love by our guys. He did just have an assist on Colangelo's goal, but he did have overall a really good game. And then probably I maybe give Elias Pettersson a star for getting 20 faceoff wins. I mean, that is a career high. And in a game like this, where it's kind of hard to pick out the stars, you look for those underlying stats. And I guess go Hronek, McTavish, and Petey. That's my guess. Those are my 3 stars.
Very close. Kick out McTavish, insert Bluger for his first goal. And you got the 3 stars. So clean sweep, which you don't see very often in a 3-2 win. But yeah, Phil Hronek, the only man in the whole game that had 2 points. Every other player who got a point had 1 point. And then Teddy Bluger, the 1 goal, 2nd star. And then EP40, 3rd star of the game. No points, but 20 faceoff wins. So getting some love for his effort, especially, like I said, that last win at the end of the period, the 3rd period there.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, if Gibson hadn't left the game and he had faced the 36 shots himself, he likely would have been on that star list.
Okay, let's quickly change gears and hop over to the Abbey Canucks. We've got 2 games to talk about. One going back to the last day of February, which was February the 28th against the Wranglers, and then they played a back-to-back, so they played March 1st against the Wranglers. Let's start with the game on Friday, February 28th in Calgary against the Wranglers.
Yeah, so the Canucks going into Calgary trying to pick up some points in the playoff race here against the Calgary Wranglers, who are currently sitting in 3rd place in the Pacific Division. I believe the top 6 teams in the Pacific Division make it. Abbotsford's kind of holding on to that 6th place right now. Some important games against this 2-game series against Calgary. Friday, they went in and started the game great. Jonathan Lekkerimäki getting his 19th of the season from Atu Ratu and Akito Hirose. So it was a good start to the game, but then the 2nd period, a little penalty trouble. Calgary ended up getting a 1 power play goal to tie it up, and then late in the period, after the Canucks had killed off a couple more power plays, they got one even strength to make it 2-1. Early in the 3rd, they would get a 3rd to make it 3-1. The Canucks did try to battle back. Danila Klimovic getting one on the power play about 13 minutes left in the game, but the Canucks were unable to generate any more further offense. After that, getting shut down by the Wranglers goalie, and I am not even going to attempt to pronounce the Wranglers' other goalie. Devin Cooley got that one nailed,
Yeah,
but
nailed
Valtteri, we'll just call him Valtteri.
Yeah,
and his last name, no. But a really good game out of him. He stopped 36 of 38 shots faced. So it was not for lack of trying from the Abbey Canucks. They were putting everything they could on net, but just couldn't beat. Valtteri.
Yeah, the Wranglers. The Wranglers goalie. So they lost last day of February 28th. They lost 3-2, but they did once again have a quick turnaround March 1st playing against the Wranglers again in Calgary.
Absolutely. Leaving February in the rearview mirror of the Abbotsford Canucks, starting March out on the right foot. They really picked up where they left off with directing a lot of shots on net, except the difference was tonight they were going in. A huge 8-4 victory over those Calgary Wranglers on Saturday, March 1st. We'll just kind of list off the goal scorers for Abbotsford here, because it was just a domination from start to finish. So in the first period, we had Cole McWard, Akito Hirose, and Atu Ratu all finding the back of the net.
Bunch of young guys.
Atu Ratu was on the power play, getting his 14th of the year. Going into the and all of these were actually really nice goals. Really good setups. Everyone working together to make this offense click. In the second period, again, Abbotsford able to put 3 goals on the board. They had Chase Wouters, Sammy Blais getting his 10th of the season. Again, maybe a sneaky little signing to bring up some winger depth with the stretch run here. He has seemed to have found his speed and his offensive touch again down in Abbotsford. But again, he is on a strictly AHL contract, so he would have to sign, I believe, before the trade deadline as well to be eligible for the playoffs. And then Chase Wouters getting his 2nd of the game on the power play before the finish of the second period there. And then in the third period, to finish it off, we had Danila Klimovic getting his 17th and 18th, his 18th into an empty netter to seal the deal at 8-4.
So 2 goal scorers, but no hat tricks.
No hat tricks. A couple of 2 goal scorers. Sammy Blais with a goal and 2 assists in that game. So really good stuff out of the Abbey Canucks. Ty Young getting the victory in that game. Obviously playing with the Abbey Canucks right now, with Shilovs being up with the big club with Demko out.
I haven't heard Patera's name in a long time. Is he just like long-term outgone? Like,
yeah, I've been trying to find information on the injury he suffered very early in the season, and there has been not much talk about it at all. I don't know if something was torn and he had to have surgery. There was no real news of him being shut down. He's just kind of been in limbo pretty much since the beginning of the season.
You gotta hate those limbo injuries. It's a real crick in the neck.
Yes, sir.
I'm hilarious. Dustin, you didn't laugh hard enough at that one. So we don't talk about the standings a lot, but obviously with the win tonight, Canucks pull into a 2-way tie for the last wild card spot with the Calgary Flames after the Abbey Canucks were playing against their farm team. Tough couple games coming up here for the Canucks. You got Minnesota, you got Dallas. Probably pretty hard to talk about, like you said, without knowing what the Canucks are going to be doing at the trade deadline on Friday at noon, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're must-win games all the way in now. We are at 67 points, but I believe Calgary has one more regulation win, so they are in the wild card spot as of right now. Yeah, it's there are no easy games the rest of the way home. Every single game is a playoff game if they want to be serious about making this playoff run. And yeah, we will be watching intently Friday morning, and obviously tomorrow. We know Alvin likes to get his trades done before everyone else kind of gets their hands on the players he wants. So we will see what happens in the next 48 hours.
Lanky32 has put the goalie in the chat. Valtteri Ignatuya. No, I'm not even going to try that again.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
To me, it looked like Ignatu.
Ignatu.
But it's it's a tough one.
So Minnesota Wild 7:00 game on Friday after the trade deadline. Are you going to be around for the first period?
I will be there. I absolutely will need to be watching that one after the deadline to see what kind of lineup we trot out.
That's going to be a busy couple weeks here. The next 3 weeks, I just did the math in my head. In the next 23 days, the Canucks play 13 times, including today. So that is a lot of hockey compacted in. And to think that LA has to play even more because they haven't played that many games is crazy. So the last March is going to be packed. We're going to be live every other day, essentially. And then it's just going to go on from there until April. So should be an interesting.
Isn't it
finish to
great
the
they
season.
took 2 weeks off to hurt a bunch of star players?
Yeah.
Oh.
The game I'm kind of looking at in this whole mess is I've got the Calgary game next Wednesday, a week from today. Which
4-point game. Very, very,
game,
very
right?
important game.
Could very much be the reason that this Canucks team makes the playoffs. And it should be fun too. I have my cousin who's from Calgary, who's a Flames fan. He'll be joining the show live from Calgary. So that'll be a fun night for that.
Yeah. And with the Oilers continuing to struggle, the not only the wild card standings, but the Pacific standings could get a little interesting down the stretch here.
Yeah. Anything you want to say to chat before I let you go?
Oh, thanks for dropping by as always. Appreciate the questions, and hopefully we entertained you all enough tonight. Happy to be back and look forward to the game on Friday.
Awesome. Enjoy the rest of the night, brother, and we'll talk to you soon.
You as well.
Nothing is perfect.